Emmanuel, thank you so much for coming around to talk about this on the news.
Thank you for having me.
Now, foreign herders, foreign sponsors, we know the story already. Does that change the narrative or overwhelm the Nigerian military's capacity to deal with the threats?
I don't think it overwhelms the military. From my own side, I'm just looking at the aspect of the capacity to and the willingness to actually do something about it. And if the military at this time, they are claiming that people are coming from elsewhere to come and cause problem within the country, and it's also their work to actually fight against terrorism and fight against external invasion, then it means indirectly he's saying that they are failing to do what is expected of them. And to come in and start claiming that certain persons are coming from outside and they are speaking certain dialect, if they are speaking all this dialect, what's stopping you from arresting them at the same time? And if you're also looking at the other, from also his comments of saying certain persons from Benue are like Showa Arabs and the rest, you start also looking at, is it possible that we have other persons from other countries living here and our same persons, they are no longer Nigerians? And if they are no longer Nigerians, also bringing up different ideas. Is it possible these persons that are not Nigerians are also voting people into elections? Because you start thinking about divergent or different things happening or different crimes happening at the same time. So the first thing is they should reduce these media interviews and try to do the actual work in the field. These talks are not fixing anything, and if they are existing and they have physical presence in all the 36 states and still cannot fend or have not been able to address these concerns in these places that have been consistent, despite the different support they have gotten from the federal government, that means they are failing. And for me, they should be given ultimatum, maybe 1 week, 1 month, 3 months to fix this. And if they cannot fix it, they should be replaced and new person should come on board. Enough of the media talks and all that. It's not changing anything.
Well, you're security experts, whether they're Nigerians or non-Nigerians, what we understand is that they come through the borders and are supplied weapons and they pay for it. Why can't the culprits be traced via the routes and the money to have them apprehended and dealt with?
When you are looking at, in addressing some of these concerns, you'll certainly be looking at synergy between the military and certain security agencies like the EFCC. The EFCC have been doing a lot of arrests, and sometimes you're imagining the idea behind this type of arrest. But meanwhile, if there are funds coming in to support these criminals that have found their way into the country, I think EFCC should flag that up. Certainly, if the monies are coming through the banks, then it means also the bank should flag this to EFCC, and EFCC by extension should flag it to these persons, and at the point where they are trying to have access to these monies, they can be arrested. But just like I said earlier, you keep hearing issues, but you are not looking at anybody being prosecuted for these crimes that are being committed daily. And you are also looking at even the capacity of the military to even rehabilitate criminals. Have we punished people for murdering people? These are capital offenses. Does the military now have the capacity to decide the fate of crime? Is there not the responsibility of courts? Why are they deciding who should be punished, who should be handed over, and who the courts should decide in addressing their cases? So these are the divergent crimes being committed, and not just by citizens, but even by the military themselves. And as I said earlier, if you are looking at the press conferences they keep having up and down, at the same time you are looking at the deaths of citizens being caused as a result of their failure to even man their own equipment like drones. So criminals are killing people and you are having military kill people at the same time. So you are not seeing the solutions there. Recently, there are still videos of people being kidnapped. So for me, there is need for an internal audit, except the federal government is saying they are no longer interested or they are scared of the military doing the right thing. There should be audits
Emmanuel, you talked about the need for the government to look into punishment. We've heard of the Nigerian military talk about kinetic and non-kinetic approaches. Now, whether they're bandits, herdsmen, terrorists, whatever, as the de-radicalization program of these criminals by the Nigerian military in real terms, based on your own assessment, yielded any results?
It has never yielded any result. As I said earlier, you'll be looking at first the capacity of the military to actually carry out this rehabilitation in the first place. Do they have the capacity? And have their behavior so far in relating with citizens shown that they have the capacity? 2 days back, a military officer in Benue State gave a vendor working close to the barracks a beating of her life because he requested for her money to be paid for the food the young man ate. So if you are looking at the different things happening, then you are looking first of all at the capacity. The capacity is not really there, and this is something that we should pay attention to. At the same time, it's not out of place for them to actually partner with competent hands to be able to address these concerns. But they are also, you hardly also see those type of partnership over time. So for me, there should be an internal audit to look at the capacity of the military in handling these things first, and also not try to take the place of the judiciary in deciding what is the punishment for these crimes committed by criminals in the country.
All right. Emmanuel Ikule, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.